Hello, hello. Now it's time to get started with my little app over here. Oh, let's actually first let people know we're live. Where is it? Absolutely lost my tweet. There you go. And so what I have here is my Pulsar app, which is this dependency scanner that it's a Tauri app. So essentially I can set up my scope and ask it to scan, and then it's gonna bring back my list of projects with node modules. So this ones I can then click on the trash can and have them go away. So with this, there's some things they're missing a little bit. Like for example, this number here does not update. And if I want to clean a bunch of stuff, they just don't clean. I cannot select a bunch of stuff at the same time. So all in all, the app kind of works, but that's a problem. Also, I have a new fancy icon that I just made, and we can actually start by using this as the icon. So what we do in a Tauri app, in case any of you don't know this, what we can do is we have a Tauri icon, and this icon command can actually take any kind of image that we want and output all the icon formats that we need. So what it does is create all of them. By default, it's gonna come to source Tauri icons, and here we go. So now we have every single one of them. When I build my app again, it's gonna show up in my my sidebar. It's gonna show up the right icon, and that's it for this one. Let me check again. Let's start the app once more, and I start playing around with some SolidJS. It's been a while I don't check this code. The first thing that I don't particularly like is how this thing is like not centered, just tossed around there. As you can see, I can just make it better, I guess. So this should be a low-hanging fruit. Let's get started with that one. If, like me, you're not as familiar with the structure of this, what we have at this point is a source, which is single page application, SolidJS single page application, and we have the source story, which is still on Tauri v1. So I'm not gonna update that today. I'm gonna wait for for a 2.0 to graduate from beta, just because. And also I'm not building this for mobile because I hope you don't have any node modules in your mobile systems. So I don't have much rush into having this. Let me check once more. What can I do here? So this is basically Tailwind app. We can also update this space into a WebP. It's gonna reduce quite a lot. Oh, Danielle, my music, I cannot even listen to this music. Okay, is it better? Why can't I listen to this music? This is so wrong. You can hear me better, and now you should be able to hear me even more. And now I can listen to my music as well. So this should be better. And let me check one more thing. I need to. I don't get it. Like, I need to listen to myself when I'm speaking. I don't like that. I know a lot of people like, but I don't. So cool. Let's jump into. Yeah, I'll leave this JPEG for later. What I usually do is just going into Squish app like this. So this one I can pop in. I'm not gonna save it right now, but we can. Assets. Where's assets? Yeah. Oh, I even already have it. So when you put that there, you can define like any image, and you just go into compress mode and you go for WebP. As you can see, it reduces the size by a lot. So because I already did that in the past, and I just guess I forgot to update it, we can do it. And let's see, does it show over here? Let me check. So as you can see, the JPEG is 400 kilobytes, and the WebP without any loss of quality is 71. So this is like super important, and I can just remove the JPEG, so there's no risk it ends up in my bundle at all. And so I have this source, I have this, and then I have some components. I don't get why this happens. Go away, and then let's come over to my app, and so I have the scanning over here and waiting to search. As you can see, this can do with a little bit of some class. So it's in the middle at least. Why is it not all the way down? Let me check. So as you can see, Tauri has the native web view, which means you're kind of stuck with Safari DevTools if you're on a Mac. And that's not great, but let's see. So I have a div over there with a full size instead of this div. Yeah. So let's see if I can. Yep. There you go. And works a little bit better as I want it to. VS Code occupying 80% of everything. Yeah, so here's the thing. I did it once and then I stopped my sharing for a little bit. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of this. So Danny, are you excited that we're almost shipping the solid documentation? Oh, não tenho canal em PTBR. So, what? There was a comment there. Oh. What happened to the comment? Yeah, so who won asked if I have a channel in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. So eu não tenho porque eu tive por um tempo, mas acabou não dando muito certo e aí eu foquei em inglês. So yeah, Portuguese especially. So Daniel is also Portuguese. Actually, not also Portuguese. I'm not a Brazilian. So yeah. Okay, let me check this one. Yeah, so I was about to make this text bigger. So the thing is, because I work in, like when I work with Tauri, I work with this kind of remote company. So I think English makes it easier for more people to watch. So yeah, that's why basically. Would be fun to create some content in Portuguese though. So this one's gonna be like this for now. And so now we need an input, like a checkbox, I'd say. So let's do that. What I want is to be able to select. So I'll probably put with the actions. In our result table. Alien. So don't you have a Twitter space right now? Oh, in 1 hour? Oh, so I can be there. Oh, BST. Oh, yes. That's because Alvin is in the UK. Nice. I totally missed that. Oh, I have solid transition here already. Does it? No, this one I cannot delete. Yeah. This one I definitely can. Oh, did you see that smooth transition? Aha, yes. I love this. This is one of my favorite solid primitives, transition group. So we have actually solid transition. We have group. No, solid transition group has transition group and has transition. So transition group works like framer, I think. And what happens basically is just by wrapping my things into transition group and naming it like this, my whole for and like all the children of the for become like I get these smooth transitions. That's awesome. So, okay, I have the stable row, which is right here, collapsed. And what I want now is right next to this one. It's actually gonna become a little list of actions, and what I want right now is just like a checkbox input, and that's not how checkbox inputs work. Yeah, and then cool. So now we have this little input that doesn't really work because I have the on click on this button instead of stupid. Yeah, so the whole list actually is up there. And then what about view transitions? No, but this is not a, you cannot do that with view transitions, because view transitions, you need to navigate. This is not navigating. I'm just animating elements being appended and removed from the DOM. You cannot do that with view transitions, can you? Hello, Amand. So I'm working on this Tauri app, which is a solid app wrapped in within Tauri. It's still Tauri 1, and this is like a node modules scanner. So what I can do is select a scope, give it some directories to scan. I do this just for flex because it's scanning Rust. And then it's going to recursively go through my node modules, measure the size of each file, brings it back, puts them in a nice order, like from biggest to smallest. And then I can go and delete node modules like this. Boom. And so finally, like I have the basic functionality done. What I need to do is fix some stylings and adding some functionality to make it actually useful. Because right now, for example, if you scan a bunch of directories and you want to clean them up, you need to delete them one by one. And as you can see, I already delete a few, and the counter doesn't really change. So I don't want to go through scanning them again, but maybe if I know it deleted, I could just subtract the value. Which actually doesn't really mean anything, because then I cannot, this thing becomes unreal. If I delete all of them, they're gonna say, yeah, I scanned one directory. Yeah. Ah, it's just because I said a word transition. Such a bully. Oh, nice. Yeah, I like Solid a lot as well. Okay, so this actually has some nice, interesting stuff done that I did with Solid. Like I was just showing them, and that's why you're seeing the chat that Alien was bullying me, because he's from the Astro team and they have these view transitions. But what I did, basically, I used this Solid primitive, which is transition group, which is a big unsung hero. And then what it does is, if I wrap my for in a transition group, like where is it? So if I wrap my for in this transition group, what happens is that every time I delete something from the item, it gets animated. It's going to be animated out or in. So for example, if I click to delete, you see that the one below just slid up, and then if I cancel, it's going to come back. So what I'm doing is basically some optimistic UI about, okay, since you click delete, I'm just going to take it out. And maybe I shouldn't do that. I remember when I was on, I actually took this very app to Ryan's stream. So Ryan looked at it and he pointed out some stuff I was actually doing wrong in this app. Yes, Daniel, I love Solid quite a lot. Yeah, I'm on the DX team there. We're actually about to ship the new docs. We just got it building. It's already merged. Few content missing. Maybe some other fixes. Daniel was finding some bugs earlier. UI bugs, nothing too serious. Cool. I hate styling checkboxes. Let's see, what should I do here? I should store all of them. Yeah, so I think to be able to select multiple, what I need to do is, right here, we are gonna create a store. And this store should be an array. Yeah, should be an array. And what this is gonna be is, I'm gonna store the path of each node modules that I intend to delete in this store. And the reason I'm using a store and not a signal is because I want that every time I add an element to this store, I just add the element instead of recreating the whole array. Oh wait, no, yeah, yeah. I think this case should be, yeah. I might have objects, so let's see what I need in this case. Yeah, signal would be okay. Simple enough. I don't need this store. Yeah. So cool. And then this value actually, does Cobalt have a checkbox? Let me see if Cobalt has a checkbox. So Cobalt is this. Oh yeah, they have a checkbox. So Cobalt is Radix UI equivalent. So basically, what I want is something that looks like this. So unfortunately, they do this kind of stuff. So let's get our friend ChatGPT. And yeah, so now I have my classes in Tailwind and I can just copy them in the right way. Awesome. And now I go over here so it doesn't cover the chat. Actually, I need to keep an eye on my screen as well because I'm using less than the whole screen. Yeah, awesome. Do I already have Cobalt as my dependency? I should, right? Yeah, Cobalt's there. That means it should be easy enough to just copy my Cobalt import. And then replace this thing with the checkbox root, and then we have the checkbox input self-closing and a checkbox control. Hello, Nicola. Yeah. So I'm about to. Yeah. So nothing changed. Okay. Yeah, I'm adding some less functionality that is needed. So let me actually double check one thing. And there's that. In this checkbox, because. So what Cobalt has is I can see like what elements they render in this case. So the root is a div, input, and then control is a div, and indicator is also a div. Okay. Let me check like my classes in GPT. Yeah, I messed up because I didn't copy and I got confused. Yeah, this is the actual code that I want. And then I'm not gonna use, for now I'm just gonna use check. No subscribe, but yeah, you should subscribe. Anyway, but I'm not gonna do this right now. Yep. So back to one. my God. What did I paste it? Okay, so this goes away. And then the checkbox input, according to ChatGPT, if I convert to Tailwind, it's just this? Really? So folks, what are you up to? I need to remove this thing over here. Yeah, so this doesn't really work for me right now. I actually want this thing, I guess. Yeah, now the control looks better. And this thing is making me confused. Yeah. And the indicator should be not children, come on. The indicator should be 141 block, and let me see. And okay, and then I can just take this out. This one? Yeah, this one. Oh, so you're working on a custom calendar? Oh, nice. That sounds interesting. Yeah, so the reason I'm trying to go relax is because I don't have any plan on how this layout's supposed to look like. I'm just looking at this, and if I don't like, I'm trying to make it better. So yeah, just trying to have a good time, and actually I'm more here to talking to you folks. The plan though is we have a launch next week at Crab Nebula, and I intend to use this app to do a demo. So I wanted to get it to a better shape before I do that. So yeah, you should keep an eye if you like Tauri, and you should. It's a good idea to keep an eye on what we're gonna do on Tuesday. It's gonna be interesting. Cool. So yeah, for now. Oh, thanks. I'm actually more involved on the DevRel side, so I'm pretty confident the team that built it is gonna nail it because they're really good. Hey, ST, the guy with the best comments on the past stream. You had some really good ones. Nice to see you back, man. How's it going? Yeah, I am. Pretty nice one. Pretty chill today. We are almost shipping a nice. I just did like a lot of CSS today. We have this app like for dev tools for Tauri, and today I just give like a whole pass. Like Johan merged a very good PR to handling connections, and I just went through the app, through every different view, and trying to make all the UI a little bit more consistent. So yeah, today's been a chill CSS day, though yesterday and the day before we've been fighting a lot with deployments and stuff like that. So we had some issues deploying the solid docs yesterday. So I had like a late night trying to get it to a nice shape. But we are about to put that for people to look at. I don't know if you're a solid JS person as well. So yeah. So for deployment on the dev tools and for the deployment of the solid docs, we're using Netlify. The problem is that the dev tools used to have a base path, and then we had a bad deployment at some point, and then caching went haywire when we fixed it. So we were changing that and trying to flush the cache. So that was tough. And then with the solid docs, the issue was that we were using PNPM, and for some reason it was not picking up the PNPM log file, and then it was not using PNPM at all, which meant it was breaking. So what the workaround we did first was to use and make npm pass. Yeah, Ryan's great. Actually, the whole core team is pretty great. Like we've been talking because we're doing this. I guess it's the 4th overhaul of the solid docs. So we're getting them into a nice shape. Do you want a sneak peek on how the docs are gonna look, are about to look like? Let me see, where is it? Let me get my link. So this is what it's supposed to look like. So we have pretty much most of the content in the right place. And yeah, it's looking good. So We got some light mode as well. And yeah, and this is using the latest version of Solid Start. Ah, Alien, he doesn't miss one chance to not say nice things about Solid. So we're using expressive code so yeah, basically everything here is expressive code, which allows us to have some nice tabs when looking at code. And where are the tabs? We should have tabs somewhere. Yeah, here. No. So this is one tab. We could have more eventually. So the plan is that eventually you're going to be able to see like JSX or TSX. And yeah, expressive code was a tip that Alien gave to me. There's also some nice things under the hood. Like this thing is built with a poor man, which the poor man is me, copy of what Astro collections are. So I have like a little script that goes through the file system routes, extracts some metadata, makes them work, and then builds the navigation. So all of this is static right now, but we build it dynamically. So this is split between learn and reference is also built dynamically. All the sections are built dynamically. It's pretty nice. Yeah, Astro calls them content collections. I call them solid collections. We should call them collections of content. Yeah. Yeah, so the idea is to make it more clear and concise, but also to use like the latest like Solid Start and everything else. So this has a bunch of updates on technology. Yeah, this thing looks pretty cool as well. Sarah did that. It's amazing. Yeah, so this is how it looks like right now. Oh, so ST, we are lacking basically right now. What Solid is doing is we have this not this thing. So we have this repository where it's supposed to be the next documentation. There is the main branch and then the content rewrite branch. Yeah, everything is open source. It is right now. So if you go to the content rewrite branch, it's the thing I just showed you. So right now the preview deploy is not working because there's this pull request for me that needs to be merged, and that's gonna fix the Netlify deploy, official Netlify deploy. What I just showed you is what I was using to test it. So yeah, we need to fix that, but basically you can look at the content that we have, and if you want to change, you can create an issue. Sarah is gonna look at it, or you can just go into the Discord, write something, think, yeah, I could help with content here or there, or I looked at the app and there's a bug here or there that I'd like to fix, and that's gonna work. So the solid collections, for example, if you like going deeper into Node, like I added Zod to them, but we're actually not really parsing stuff because we're like in a very big like MVP way. So if you want to help me out on parsing the metadata and stuff, so what the solid collections do is actually quite interesting. So we have this script that's gonna go through the routes and create them. So in the end, we create a navigation tree, and then we split them into learn and reference, which is the one thing that we do differently than Astro. So what Astro does is like their collections are mostly, I I think I think all links are kind of manually added. What we do is we create them like dynamically, and then within our Vite config we create the virtual modules, which I totally copied. So then we have this sync task right here. So this sync task is just gonna run that script and create the content for the virtual modules. So then once you run Vite, it's gonna grab the content on that .solid folder and bring it back to your runtime. Right now what happens is that there's no parsing. So technically, if somebody comes to routes, we're gonna catch that because the sync task is gonna fail, but we're not exactly parsing everything. So the idea of parsing the metadata with Zod is actually making sure that every entry has a title and all the data JSON like would have an entry that exists and so on. So yeah, that's it that we have. And then again, everything is open source. Content rewrite is this project. Yeah, parsing for type safety. So content rewrite is this project that I just showed you, and then the main is the actual production branch of the docs. So if you want to fix that on the production version, you can do that there. But this content rewrite is looking better and better as we go, and we actually need contribution to have the content right. And as soon as we fix the preview deploy, clicking around, helping us identify like what's broken and what's not, and shipping for reviews. Like this been like a big effort that we've done in the past month and a half, I'd say, on recreating the new docs into this shape. So it's been an effort of what, 5 people, Daniel? So myself, Daniel, Sarah, David, and Jason. So we have 5. I should not have started naming names because I'm gonna forget. So Ilian was involved. There were a bunch of, I talked to a bunch of people about making it better. So yeah. Back to Pulsar then. But yeah, if you any of you want to help out on contributing to SolidJS or stuff, you can find me at the SolidJS Discord. You can tweet at me or whatever, or just create an issue. You can mention me anywhere. And as Daniel said, thank you everyone for the help. Love you all. If I forgot anybody, is because I'm very forgetful. Okay, so this thing looks horrible, but I'm not. I hate styling in checkboxes, so I'll do that off camera eventually. And now what I want to do is actually have being able to delete everything. And this has not been a very productive stream. I just created a checkbox. Oh, this is the input. Yeah, so on change. Oh, this is the thing that's doing the optimistic mutation. This has changed. We now have an action. I probably need to change that. So when I was on Ryan's stream, he mentioned this was changing. There was an RFC, and then I think there we decided to just take it out. But he was the one driving, so we took it out on his copy of the code. And I probably need to fix. So he actually, I think he removed the entire create resource. So he said, yeah, you really don't need that because delete node modules is basically deleting it. So we can treat it as a sync one, and I could replace that with a show basically on this, on my table row. So if table row has no data, it just disappears. So this is something I can fix. Yeah, so we do have plans to turn the docs into like a template-like thing. Right now it's very much tailored to our needs, but I think it's not that far away. We can do some abstraction, especially on the collections part, because of the whole reference and learn thing. That was a very specific thing, and I made it hard-coded. But other than that, we have some MDX stuff. That would be very generic. Like, yeah, most of the components are pretty generic. So I think it's not far away from that. We can definitely do that. We just need to actually ship the docs soon. Ilian can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Starlight actually started like this. Yeah. So let me see. I guess where should I put actually the delete all? I mean, I'm in the results table. I think I should probably have a filter here, like a navbar or whatever for bulk actions. What are bulk actions that I would want to do? Mainly the delete, right? Can make it fixed or sticky, like a delete all. Also select all. Select all would be cool too. So yeah, walking the astral path is pretty much what I think a lot of frameworks should do. Because Astro found a nice balance between having a close group of people but in the same way being democratic, so they have a very active community and they can address feedback and they respond to feedback, but in the same way they have an org where people can vote for changes and stuff like this. So they found a very healthy business model, not business model, that's horrible, governance model, where the community can participate, but still you have this group of people that has the entire context on why decisions were made and stuff like this, which is a stark contrast on many of the big frameworks that have a company behind it. Astro has a company behind it, but still pretty open in core. So yeah, I like that. I like how Astro does it. I like how Tauri does it, and I like how Solid does it. Each one of them do in a very different way under the hood, but the end result is that I think the community feels listened to. So yeah. This is actually a nice theme for your podcast, Ilian. You guys know Ilian is doing a podcast? Yep. If you ever need therapy, you should talk to him. So yeah, so we are gonna have a select all and a delete all. And for that, I need to actually go to another part of my code. The luminary. Why? Why Ilian's podcast should be the luminary? Podcast should be called She Made Chats, but I think that's gonna be, he's gonna take a season deceased. How would Ilian's podcast be called? I was there when? Where? What? Which announcement? I don't know what announcement you're talking about. The luminary of the Astro team. What's a luminary? An Illuminati? I don't know. Okay. You usually make me so productive, but today you're just distracting me. You got the wrong triangle. Yeah, that's what you're here for, and that's why I'm raiding your... I'm raiding, it's a one-man raid. I'm gonna raid Ilian and Alvin's Twitter space. Oh, it's justify. I don't know how to write flexbox anymore. I need to decorate these buttons later. But basically this, so this scan data, yeah. I have a scan store. That's the problem of adding features to an app. You forgot what you did. And this was actually one of my, this was my first Tauri app and one of the first solid code I wrote. Not the first, but probably at this point was the most complex one. Yeah. So yeah, I'll actually use this store because then with this store I can actually keep a track of all the selected and derive it from there. There's no point of having multiple data inputs if everything is just based on scanning the files and deleting the files. Okay, so I have some discovery work to do here before I can keep going. So let me test one thing here. Oh, it doesn't show up. Okay, so my plan was to actually have your chat showing up in this other thing, but it doesn't. Why it doesn't? It should. There's a chat box over there. Anyways, thanks folks, and sorry for the mess. I'm gonna wrap up this this thing over here, and what we're gonna have though is I'm gonna tweet the code for this as soon as I'm done, and you can have a look. And hopefully by the end of next week this is gonna be published, and then you can just download it. Of course, it's gonna be free. You can download it and scan your node modules. So far, I only tested that on Mac. So let me know if you have a Windows machine or a Linux machine and this thing ends up not working. I think my friend Fabian tested it on Windows and I guess it's working. But anyways, I'm gonna do like a more proper workaround walkthrough when this thing is done, and to explain like how I'm handling scope and how I'm preventing this from destroying your system if you pass like too much of a wide scope and so on. And yeah, so I'm going to jump onto X in 10 minutes and make sure I mess up Ilian's Twitter space. Daniel is going to be there. So yeah. But if you're watching this in recording version, then yeah, don't go to Twitter space. Anyways, see you on the next one.